early 20s, you're 23, whatever, 24. You're gonna change your mind so many times when it comes to college. Literally, era with school, y'all. Your girl's about to graduate next month, May the 3rd. What's up, y'all? Hey girl, hey boo, hi. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Talia. I'm 26 years old and I'm trying to figure out life. Let's get into today's video. Based off the title, y'all already know what we're going to be discussing, what we're going to be chit-chatting about, what we're going to be talking about. I want to give you guys a overview of my experience overall, just being in college in general, from undergrad to grad school. Okay, 8 days, literally. Your girl's gonna be walking across this stage. When y'all see this video, or if you haven't seen it yet, and then you click on it, the next one y'all be seeing me walking across that stage. We're coming to an end of an era with school, y'all. Your girl's about to graduate next month, May the 3rd. I'm super excited, but what's not to give a video about my overall experience of college in general. A lot of you guys that watch me or support me are in school, maybe like y'all in under whatever. So why not give y'all some advice? Because your girl went from, I started off at a community college first, then I transferred to a university. So mind you, going to a small school to a big school, and then I went to another university for my grad school program. So if you want advice, you need to get it from me, because I'm gonna give it to you real and raw. But anywho, that's what this video is about, so let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all, so I got some questions right here, and then I also asked y'all to ask me some questions on Instagram, which I do have that I screenshot. So I'm gonna use those, and I'm gonna use the ones that I kind of want to like give tips and advice about, and just a general like what my journey was like. So the first one is, why did you decide to go to grad school and why did you choose your program? So I don't want this video to be all over the place, so that's why I kind of did it like that, and then I kind of did it to where it's like a Q&A, and whatever y'all ask me, I'm gonna use. But first, I'm gonna start off with the answers that I had made or whatever. So first question is, why did you decide to go to grad school and why did you choose your program? All right, let me give you guys a little background story. First of all, hi, my name is Talia. If you're new or don't know me, I'm Talia. This is my channel, and if you was rocking with me real quick, y'all, I noticed in this video that my glasses are freaking leaning, so please bear with me. I apologize, but back to the video. Be a teacher. I went to school to be a teacher. I always thought I wanted to be a teacher. My mom used to say, oh, you're gonna be a teacher. My teachers used to say, oh my god, so you're gonna be a good teacher one day. I have a teacher from middle school. Her name is Miss Grady. Hey, Miss Grady. She is my mentor still to this day at my big age at 26. We're still in touch. I love her. She's actually coming to my graduation. But anywho, she is somebody that first brought that interest into my life. Hold on, pause. My 3rd grade teacher, Miss Rock. Hi, Miss Rock. I don't know if you are watching my channel, but I do know Miss Grady watched my channel. But anywho, hey, Miss Rock, it's Talia from your 3rd grade class. But it also started with her too. She was my 3rd grade teacher. She was very patient with me. And what I mean by being very patient with me, Miss Rock was very patient with me. I was one of those kids that did very bad when it came to taking tests. I did not do really good in math. I hated math. Math was hard. I hated it. It hated me. And I was just very terrible when it came to that. Also, when it came to like reading, I wasn't the best, but I was, you know, what I can do. And Miss Rock, she taught me how to read better, how to read properly, how to read correctly, how to figure out math. And then that's where Miss Grady came in. I met her in middle school, and she just reminded me so much of Miss Rock. It was not so hard for me not to fall in love with this lady. I love both of those ladies. They literally took me underneath their wing. And you know, me being, you know, color, it was hard because I was around people that was not the same. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because of course my mom wanted me to have a great education, and I did. But it was kind of hard when you didn't have people that looked your color, and just being around all those other kids, it drained me. It made me not want to learn. But I had two amazing teachers that wanted me to learn, wanted me to elevate, wanted me to prosper, wanted me to do good things. They seen this sunshine in me. So it was amazing to have both of those beautiful teachers, beautiful role models in my life. And to this day, I still talk to one of them. Miss Rock, I think she retired, but she knows it's all love. But anywho, I used to want to, because those people that influenced my life had a big impact in my life. So for undergrad, I went to school to be a teacher. And at first, first I thought I wanted to be a social worker. Let me tell you, to all my former college students that's in undergrad, grad school, whatever program, tech school, trade school, you're in your early 20s, you're 21, you're 18, you're 19, 22, 23, whatever, 24, or even 30. You're gonna change your mind so many times when it comes to college, literally. When I started at a community college, like I said, I wasn't the best test taker. So when it came to ACE and all that stuff, I did terrible. I could not afford to really go to a big school, a big university, and I was okay with that because I saved a lot of money. If you're from Orlando, Florida, I went to Valencia College. Yes, I went to Valencia College, West Campus, and it was the best school, the best decision I ever made. I made so many memories. I saved so much money. Then I would have went straight off to FAMU. So, anywho, I started off at a community college, and basically when I was there, girl, I thought, girls and boys, because I have boys that tune into my channel too, but I thought I wanted to be a nurse. I don't even like seeing my own blood. Let's be for real. If you're a girl, you know what I'm talking about. I'll be about to faint looking at that. So when I found out that you have to take blood, see blood, no, cross that off the list. Then I thought, or like a dental hygienist. Do I really want to play in people's mouth? Do I? I hate when I have to, you know, get up all up in there in the floss and see food come out. Do I really want to do that? Cross off the list. No, I do not. So then I was like, okay, I wanna be a therapist. I wanna be like something in psychology. Y'all, my first semester of my freshman year in college, I took psychology and I failed. I was so devastated. I had to get on probation because in college, like, you get on probation, you fail a class, you get a D, you get an F, you're gonna have to get on probation. So that kind of made me like, okay, I have to buckle down and really take school serious because this is not public school no more, baby. You're paying to go to school. You're getting grants, you're getting loans, however, scholarship, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I gotta take it serious because for one, I was on a scholarship. Let me make that, okay. So when I got in high school, middle school, I did so good. Like all my learning disability, it's like I learned how to cope with it, and it just made me super smart. Like it made me like, okay, I want to be on my stuff. So I was on my stuff. In high school, middle school, I was an AB student. No C's, no D's, no F's. You don't believe me? Ask my mama. Period. I was an AB student. I stayed on my stuff. My GPA was always a 3.0, 4.0. I played no games. So I always had a good mindset once I learned how to cope with my disability. So, anywho, it was definitely harder. And then when I found out that C's get degrees in college, oh, baby, I was taking them C's. Of course, I was still making sure my GPA was good, but if I didn't do so good in one class, I'm like, let me just get this C in this class, and I'll be okay if I get A's and B's or all A's in the other classes, because that's just gonna happen sometime in college. We can't always be an A student. College will humble you, and it definitely had humbled me when I got to college. So anywho, I failed the class. I realized that's not really what I want to do. Yes, I want to be a therapist, but do I really gotta take? So I knew that I had a learning disability. So I knew I had a learning disability, and I knew when I was in high school, my guidance counselor told me you could use, you know, your IP. If you're in like high school, elementary, and you have a learning disability, there's a thing where you could have an IP, and basically somebody would come in and help you and guide you, and it could be for different reasons. Mine was mainly for when I'm taking a test, I get extra time. Sometimes they'll come in and help me in the classroom. But when I got to like middle school, high school, it was more like if I need it, they'll come. And I was very so much independent, I didn't really need it. But like I said, the resources were there for me. So I knew I still had those resources for me when I was at Valencia. So one day I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna use it. I low-key kind of need it. Maybe I need like a little push, a little motivation, whatever the case may be. Went to the learning disability student union office at Valencia. Met this wonderful lady, and to this day she is still my mentor, my mentee. Not my mentee, my mentor. I'm her mentee, my advisor, whatever you want to call it. Strong relationship, Miss Robin. Yes, clock it, love her to death, down. So, and she was the same as me, so that made me feel even more like secure, safe. Yeah, I'm in the right place. So I met her. She told me basically what do you want to do. She sat me down, like literally like, what do you want to do, what do you want to get? And I kind of told her in like the back of my head, like I said, people always told me you're gonna be a teacher, you're gonna be a teacher, and I used to always like try to put it on the side because I don't want to be a teacher. Like, no, like I know I'm good with kids. I had started working at the YMCA while I was in high school up until while I was in college there. So it was like, I knew I was good with kids, but I really don't want to be a teacher. Like, I don't. They didn't make enough. And it wasn't necessarily about the money, but it was just like, I know me, and I know I'm expensive. Like, this can't be me. Like, it just can't. No, it can't. So I met her, and we sat down, and she was just letting me know. She was asking me, she was like, how about let's just take like a career quiz and see what, you know, what aligns with you. So I went on the computer back there, did the little quiz or whatever, and y'all, everything that I said I did not want to do came back. Teaching, therapist, social worker, like stuff with like helping people. I saw like administration, stuff like that, college, stuff like that. As she's telling me like how I get on it, I'm looking at her desk. I'm like, what is your role? What is your role? What do you do? And she was like, I'm an academic advisor. I help students. I help them, support them. I give them guidance to help them figure out their classes. Kind of like what I'm doing with you right now. So I kept that in the back of my mind because I like that she had an office. I like that she was able to really help me. And it's like, okay, I can still do that without being in the classroom. So I took a little mental note. I said, oh, okay, cool. So while I was at Valencia, I just decided to just get an AA, just a general AA, and I'll figure it out when I get to undergrad. Did that. Classes started to become very smooth because I was taking the right classes that I needed for the AA. I started doing really good, got off probation, kept my scholarship that I was on. I was on a scholarship. That's why I always say, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, yes, I have a learning disability, but I had a scholarship. When I was at Valencia, I didn't pay for nothing. I didn't have to start paying for school until I graduated and went to undergrad for my university at FAMU. So finally graduated, classes started going really good. Boom, 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 COVID came. And I was able to do the direct connect with my school. At Valencia, we have a thing where if you went to a community college for 2 years, you could automatically get enrolled to any direct university that you go to. As long as you have a 2.5. That's what it was. I don't know if it's still like that, but that's what it was when I went in 2020. From 2018 to 2020. So graduating in 2020, COVID came. Oh my God. I was so mad because I didn't really get a real experience at FAMU because it was like we still was kind of getting out of COVID. But anyway, love my school down and still had a good experience. So went to FAMU, moved there, got a student apartment, all that good stuff. Graduated in 2022. At the end of my graduation year, I kind of realized like, I don't want to be a teacher. Like when I got there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do a teacher because like obviously that's just what I'm meant to do. But when I was in the teaching program at FAM, it was very like unorganized. It was hard, and it's not my school fault. I just feel like it was that program's fault. So was in the program, And when you want to be a teacher, you have to be certified. You have to take all these tests. Mind you, I told you I'm not a good test taker. So I had passed one of them, but then it was more that you had to do. And I was getting overwhelmed. I was getting tired of paying all this money to take tests to be certified to be a teacher. And I was just like, you know, like, I can't do this no more. So I ended up changing my program at the last minute of like my, like, I want to say like the middle of me almost about to be done with school, to get it into like a broad degree. And I was just like, whatever, I just want to graduate. So like I stated, while I was in undergrad, I worked as like a substitute teacher. I was a full-time substitute teacher. Mind you, it's still kind of like COVID, so I got to see firsthand like how teaching was, what the teachers was listening, what the teachers were going through, everything from the inside to the outside. And I just knew that's not something that I wanted to do. It just was not the same. In 2018, 2019, before COVID came, 2020, that's when I fell in love with, okay, I can do this. I want to be a teacher. But I did not like it after like really seeing everything that goes through, how teachers are being treated, how the state is always changing up stuff, how the kids were always testing. Like, it just did so much to my heart, because it's like, oh my God, like, these kids don't catch a break. The teachers don't catch a break. Then the administration, they could be toxic on you. And it was just a lot. So I started realizing towards the end of my semester, like, I don't want to be a teacher. I really like working with young adults, because while I was at FAMU, I worked at this school called, I'm not going to put the school, but it was my school's little school that they had. And basically, I worked there. Sometimes they would have me at the front desk because I just was so good. They had me to do everything that, whatever they needed help with, I was willing to help. So I did really good in the front. So anytime they need somebody to work in the front desk, baby, I was there, because I liked it. It was a vibe. Like, I have so much experience because I did it in college when I was at Valencia. Because I ended up working at the disability office. Shout out Miss Rob. Like, she was looking out. Like, I ended up getting a job there. So it's like I kind of had like that pure coach, pure advising, pure like just working in a field in college as dealing with college students. So I knew how to deal with adults. So I realized while I was doing that, sometimes they would have me go help the 12th graders, the 11th graders, the 9th graders, like fill out college applications, scholarships, apply for jobs, do programs. And when I tell you, I had so many good connections with a lot of students. I just knew this is something that I want to do. And I always used to say, when I was a young girl, you could ask Jaleel, you could ask Tamia, you could ask my mom, you could ask my grandma, rest in peace. You could ask anybody that was close to me. When I was 12, 13, I always said I wanted to have my own organization, my own mentor group, and I still am gonna have one day. It's coming very soon. So I knew for a fact this was something that I was very passionate about. This is something that I wanted to do. So I started rethinking. Remember, y'all said I took mental note of what Miss Robin was, but it never got into me until I'm about to graduate, you know, with my bachelor's. So I did some research and I started looking up higher ed, and that's what made me decide, because I used to always say too, I'm not going to grad school. I'm getting my bachelor's. I'm done, went and done. Like, I'm tired of school, because I had started with community and then, you know, going to a big university. So I'm like, I'm done. No, I knew I had to go back to school, because yes, I had little experience when I was in at Valencia, but I needed more experience and I needed more hands-on experience. So basically that helped me come back to reality. I looked up a program. I knew I was going back home, because unfortunately my grandma had gotten very sick and I just needed to be around family. So I decided to move back to Orlando and just go back and help my mom, help my grandma, just move back home for the time being while I'm at grad school. I knew I wanted to find something that was fully online so that I could help my grandma, and I just didn't want to like drive at that point. Like, I still was kind of stuck in learning distance myself. So I found a program at UCF, and that was like perfect. They didn't need no GRE. I think I'm saying it right. I didn't have to write an essay. I just need to have a good GPA. They need to see that I went to a university, got my bachelor's degree, And that was pretty much it. And I got in. And I was just so thankful. So I found a program that was online, but it did have where I would have to go in person too. So I was okay with the going in person and being online. Like, I was okay with that. But I had noticed there were two programs. I had applied for the correct program that I'm in now, but I don't know if it was something in the system. They ended up putting me in a fully online program. And I did not want, I could have stayed in it because like it was kind of the same a little bit, but I'm not trying to be no school principal. I'm not trying to work like, you know, in a district with school board. I want to work in a college field. I want to make sure I have the right degree for what I'm going to school for. I'm taking out all this money to do it. I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I'm getting a good learning skills, like practical skills. Like, I need everything to just be right. So I ended up figuring out I was in the wrong program. I was so mad because I thought like, oh girl, I'm about to be done in 2 years, because like I was just fresh out of school. I felt like, okay, I can do this. So I was taking like 3-4 classes, like literally almost halfway done with the program. And y'all, I was in the wrong, they had, I don't know, like I said, it could have been a system thing. They put me in the wrong thing. Thank God I had realized it. And then after that, I was able to get in the program. I was devastated because like I had took some classes. Like, mind you, I was ahead of everybody. When I got in the right program, I was kind of ahead of everybody in my class. And I was kind of annoyed because it's like, oh my God, like I almost was done. You know, like I had been wanting to move out here to Houston. Like I had already want things planned for myself, but sometimes it don't work like that. And I'm happy that it played like that, because I'm gonna tell y'all why in the end. So anywho, decided, looked up my school, and I was able to go to my school. And that's basically why I chose my program. So the question was, why did you go to grad school? Gave out a little background. And why did you choose your program? And still gave y'all a little background. So that is to answer question 1. And that's mainly why I was able to figure out this is for me. Like, I loved everything about it. Before I go into question 2, I'm gonna just do like maybe like, oh, I have 6 on here. Perfect. I'm gonna do 6, but I'm gonna give y'all a little background of what my program is. I'm sick and tired of everybody thinking my program is I'm gonna be a professor, or you gonna do something in HR. Baby, it's so much more in higher ed, and half of y'all be working in higher ed in the corporate worldly, so not too much. But anywho, basically my interest in higher ed is basically, like I said, I used to be a former teacher. I missed a part. Why I did, went back home, discovered, okay, I'm gonna go get my master's. I was a 1st grade teacher. I was able to secure a job right after school, getting my degree at FAM. And I love my team. I love the kids. I had the best, I don't care what I say, I had the best 1st grade group. Like, my principal made sure he gave me the best group. I love my kids. I miss them to this day. I think they're like in 3rd or 4th grade now. So if you're watching this, I love you guys. But yeah, I did it, didn't really like it, and I just decided to leave. So that's what I did. That's what worked for me, and I'm actually happy that I did, because it just was not gonna work for me. But anywho, like I said, I have always had the passion with helping students, helping them develop, helping them learn. Me dealing with my disability, seeing how I grew, how I elevate. I love doing that. Seeing that in adults, younger kids, just in general. So I love helping other people being like successful, succeeding in their purpose. And I just love being a support system. If you don't know, I'm like the giver when it comes to my family and my friends. Like, I love and I just love making people feel good and just being heard and just being happy. Like, that's just me. Like, I'm very bubbly, if you can't tell. But yeah, so, you know, whether it's them figuring out like their academic goals, personal goals, you know, just navigating college. College can be very overwhelming, very stressful, especially if you're a 1st-time year student, or, you know, none of your parents never been to college. It can be very overwhelming. You're like the superstar in your family. So that's kind of like me. Like, I'm the first, and my mom went to college, but like I'm the first out of her kids to like just get this whole thing going, you know? So it can be very overwhelming, and that's where I like to come in and support. So Yeah. And then my program is a master's. I kind of wrote it down. So I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in 28 days in educational leadership with a focus in higher education student personnel. And I'm also graduating with a academic advisor certificate. So yeah, so this program has just basically helped me understand it more with college life, course life, student life, all that good stuff. And just it has helped me to just really learn how to deal with everybody in the field. And the class just reminds me of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I love everything about my school, Go Knights, and I just love everything about what I'm doing in my field. And I'm just super happy that I really found a purpose of what I like to do. I really love my job. I love everything about what I'm going to be doing in the future, and I just love everything that I'm doing now in my internship. Right now, as my job, I am a peer coach at UCF. I'm not going to tell y'all, like, you know, my school job thing or whatever, but my roles just involve helping students, mentoring them, coaching them, helping them navigate life. And a lot of my students are online students, so I have to help them navigate. And some of them are in their 30s, 40s, and even young, but like some people are still trying to figure out life after COVID. And I love everything about it. I'm learning how to advise students. I'm working aside with the academic advisors. I'm working with the supervisors. I just love everything about what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing. All right, question 2. Okay, hold on. Question 2. How was the transformation from undergrad to grad school? Honestly, like I kind of answered it already. It was kind of smooth because it was a direct connect from Valencia to FAMU. I could have went to like Valencia to UCF, but I always wanted to go to Tallahassee, go to FAMU. Growing up from Florida, we have this thing called a classic, and I always was a Rattler baby, okay? Don't like VCU, no shade. But I always was a Rattler. So I knew I wanted to go to a black school because we are HBCU. So yeah, and we're the #1 nation. Fight with me, argue with your mama, but we're that, and we're that girl. Period. So it was kind of easy for me. And then question 3. What has been the most rewarding part of your grad school experience? I love this answer so much. So what has been the most rewarding part of your grad school experience? I love this so much, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I love this so much. I want to say the most rewarding thing for me in my program is meeting people and networking. I have met 2 lovely ladies, Carly and Julie. I love them so much down. It's like I really had gained a lifetime friendship, and also just friends that understands me with our passion and our field, in our career. And I have 2 adult friends from grad school, and we're gonna always look back and I can tell, I don't want kids, but I can tell their kids, like, you know, I met your mom in grad school, that's how we met, you know. And I just think it's cool because I gained 2 more friends from, and when I say I love them girls down, I love them down. We went through a lot with grad school, and we always hold each other accountable. We always helped each other. Sisterhood, you know, like that sisterhood friends. I really love them, and I love how they're always there. They're just a call away, literally. And I like how they both work in different departments. So I will be working more so with helping the students, and they'll be working with more so making sure the students have a good, when you live in a dorm, they'll be they'll be like the court, so they'll be making sure that you're getting that student life at school on campus. So I love that. Okay, if I need some concerns or help, or maybe a student may need help with that, I can always call them and ask them for advice. And so I love that. So that's something I would say that's very rewarding that I have got out of my program. Question 4. Mind you, this is the first segment. I split it up. So this segment is your grad school journey, and then the next segment is grad school tips and advice, and then the last one will be finance of grad school. Oh, and then after that would be career and post-grad plans. So we're on the first one. Now I'm on the now I'm on question. What has been the biggest challenging you've faced in grad school? Like I stated, probably just really, I do so good in grad school. I always get a 3.0, 4.0 each semester with my classes. All A's last semester. I think 1B the other term. So I always do good in school, but I would say the most challenging thing is sometimes when we're writing our thesis papers, we do a lot of writing. I can be an overthinker. I do wonders. So I would say my challenging, the biggest challenges that I face in grad school would be myself, and you got it, girl. And don't do that, because sometimes when we do that, we be our biggest hater. So I would say that would be the hardest thing that I face sometimes, just overthinking. Okay, question 5. How do you stay motivated when grad school gets overwhelming? I just close my laptop, try again tomorrow, regroup, take a bubble bath, relax, turn on YouTube, watch somebody that I like, relax, pray, try again tomorrow, and I do 10 times better than what I was doing when I was stressed out. Or sometimes change my environment. If I'm sitting in my room and I'm doing work in the bed or sitting at the island, you know, I love a good coffee shop. Go to a coffee shop, go to a library, go for a walk. Just clear my mind. So, and then question 6. What would you do differently if you could start grad school over? I would say the only thing that I would probably do differently, honestly, I wouldn't say it's nothing I would do differently. I love my school. I'm happy I chose that program, because I would have never met Carly and Julie, like academic coach. I would never met my classmates. I would have never met so many people that I have met in my program and just able to help me and just been a very good resource. So I don't regret anything. It happened for a reason, and I'm just happy that I was able to be enrolled to go to UCF. If you do not know, UCF is a very hard school to get into in undergrad, and the fact that I was able to get my master's here is just beautiful. Butterflies, love it. So let's get into the next section of grad school and tips. Let's go. How do you balance school, work, and personal life? So I was a I still do that too. So I sub. So subbing is very flexible. So I can sit at the desk, do my work, watch the kids, do my work, watch kids. Then I also just started doing my internship last summer. So it's online. So I'm able to do that and balance out my personal life, because I'm a very organized person. Y'all already know I like to plan out everything. I like to have it in my planner, my phone, on the refrigerator, whatever. So I'm pretty good with, you know, if somebody tell me they want to hang out or do this or do that, I plan it out and I'm good. So that's how it works for me. I don't even know how it may work for you or someone else, but that's how it works for me. So yeah, and then question 2. What are some time management strategies that have helped you? Mapping out your schedule, writing in a physical planner and in a digital, making sure you take time to do your homework, so have time to study. Like I said, romantic, go to a coffee shop, go to a library, go somewhere quiet. If you live in an apartment, y'all got a clubhouse, or y'all got a conference area, do that. Y'all see me do that all the time. So stuff like that is what kind of helped me with my time management while I'm in school. And it has helped me because, like I said, I have a learning disability, and if I don't have a schedule, it's not going to work for me. I'm not going to be able to function. I'm not going to be able to do it. So, yeah. All right, question 3. How do you deal with imposter syndrome in grad school? Oh my God. I hope I'm saying that right. Y'all, honestly, God, my support system, my friends, my boyfriend, my God, Celsius. I'm just kidding, but really God is my strength. If it wasn't for him, I would not be able to do half of the stuff that I do, like this, making time to film, edit while being in school, while working 2 jobs, while working just everything. Like, everything I do in my life is a job. Even this, even though I don't get paid for this yet, but I'm considering it as a job. So that's why I take it very serious. But God, through Him strength, with His blood around me, Jesus Christ, Him, that's all I can really say. So yeah, next question. Question 4, what are some study habits that help you be successful? Number 1, if you're in grad school, undergrad, get an iPad. That's your best friend. Also, still get physical book, because sometimes, you know, you might want to do both. I like to do both, but if I'm in the classroom, I like to do it on my iPad, and then when I'm done from when the teacher is lecturing or professor is lecturing, I'll go when I'm at the coffee shop or at home and do my notes on my notebook. I'm a physical person. Also, making sure you have index cards. I think index cards are still something good to use. When I was in high school and like started at Valencia, we had this thing called Quizlet. I don't know if it still exists, but it will help you create online flashcards. That's something very useful. Good Notes is very useful because they even have kind of like what Quizlet has. So if you're in college, make sure you pay that little $10, that one fee, and get Good Notes. It's very good. I still use it. That's what I use to plan on my content, and I'm just gonna use it because it's very good and very helpful. So doing that, making sure you have times and days that you're gonna have homework time and then time to study. So yeah, or write a paper. Like my program, I don't know whatever program that you may be looking into, but my program we have to do a lot of papers, lots of quizzes, a lot of research. So my school is a research school, so I have to do that a lot often. So yeah. Okay, question 5, how do you stay organized with assignments and deadlines? Kind of like what I just said, like before that, like, you know, just mapping out everything, writing it on your physical, your digital, and, you know, just making sure that you have time to do those. Question 6, what advice do you have for someone who's struggling with being productive in grad school or college in general? Just remember that, you know, you're using, you know, your aid or grants, or if your parents are paying for it, that, you know, this is not free. This is not like elementary, high school, middle school no more. If you know, went to a public school, I'm not sure if you went to public or charter, whatever the case may be. But just also remember, like, you know, you have to work for this a little bit harder because money is being, you know, involved. And not only that, this is your future. This is something that you're going to school for to do in, you know, in your future. So you want to make sure like you just use that as a motivation to keep going, and just don't, like, sometimes you can have your days, but don't make it a habit, you know, like get out of that funk and just do what you need to do. All right, question 7, how do you network and build connections in your field while being in grad school? So there's a thing called LinkedIn. I don't know if a lot of y'all schools tell y'all to use it, but when I was at FAMU, they made sure we all created a profile. I created that profile. I started networking. I started looking up other people that is in the same interests, in the same field as me, and that's how I began my network. Also, the people that I worked with previously or who I went to school with, I, you know, connected with them. And just being in my program and my internship, I was able to really network more. And my school would have workshops, web seminars, so I was able to connect with other people, ask for advice, and network. So I would say if your school have that, try to do that. Try to put yourself out there. You never know. Sometimes it's who you talk to can, you know, get your foot in the door to whatever you're trying to pursue to do, because it's really all about the network. And sometimes they don't even care about the experience or what you have to bring. It's about who knows who, okay? So network, and that's what I'm doing right now. All right, we're almost done. We're in the financial side of grad school, and it's only 3 questions, and then we'll be done and move on to the career and post-grad plans. So how do you manage finance while in grad school? Like I stated, I kind of answered this. I do sub because it's kind of easy for me to be flexible and to like be able to still do my schoolwork. And my intern do pay, thank God. Do you think grad school is worth the investment? I do. If it's something that you're very passionate about, and if your like degree, like my degree, I don't really need a master's, but I'm starting to see with all the economy and everything's going, now they're saying they prefer a master's. So I'm actually happy that I did decide to go get a master's when I did. But with my degree, you could start off with an AA or just have some a high school diploma, but they really prefer you to have an AA or a bachelor's. But now they're saying they prefer a master's. So if your program, like, say you need a master's, go for it. If your program say you don't really need a master's, you just need a bachelor's, then don't do it. But if you kind of just want, like, okay, I want to get a master's because I think it'll be good because of what's going on in the world, do it. Yeah, it's a good investment. All right, and then any tips for finding scholarship grants or work and they pay you while you're in that program? Say, look on your school website. They're always gonna have like scholarships that you can apply for. My school do. I didn't do that. I should have, but I just didn't do it. I took out you know, loans and stuff like that. So yeah, like, I would say just look into your school. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. How school prepare you for your future career? Like I stated, it has really prepared me because I have 2 to 3 almost years of doing it, and I'm just excited when I'm applying to these jobs and they're like, oh my God, what? Yes, you're that girl. So it definitely has helped me a lot to navigate and prepare me for my future role. And then number 2, what are your career goals after grad school? So my career goals after grad school is to get a full-time job. I don't want to sub no more. I don't want to have a part-time job. I want to really work in the full. I love my internship so much. I wish it was here, but I did not want to work in Florida. They don't pay that well, and like I said, it's not that, you know, just being realistic. And I've been in my city. I always knew I wanted to move to Texas because eventually I do want to get a townhouse one day, and I just wanted to branch out. This is somewhere that I always wanted to move. And here there's so many opportunities, literally within the content world, my profession, just in general. I love it here. So I do want to pursue a full-time job in academic advising or academic coaching or just student service, life, anything in higher ed, admission, whatever. I do want to, I don't want to be an academic advisor forever. I do want to be like director over the academic office, or assistant director, like something. I want to move up or be a senior advisor. I want to move up because but I'm looking to pursue that, and it's gonna happen because God got a plan for me. When I did have a job. I had got a job in being an academic advisor, but it just was too far, y'all. In one of my videos, I believe it was my explain what happened. The drive just was not adding up. I don't live on that side of part of Texas, and y'all, they was lying when they said Texas is long, babe. Texas is long, and sadly, it just didn't work out. I love working there. Like, oh my God, I was so happy. Oh my God. But I do know God has something better for me because they wasn't really paying me like that good. So I was like, I need to start somewhere. So I had took it and I moved here. I had a job. So it just worked out for right at the time to, like, you know, just do it. And it did. I'm not gonna lie. I miss, you know, getting up a little early to go, but that drive just was not gonna be good. Mind you, I'm still in grad school. So it just was not going to work out, but it's okay. God got something 10 times better for me. And if you're struggling right now and you're like undergrad, post-grad, you're trying to find a job, the job market does suck right now. Hello. But this is for you. Keep going, keep applying, keep striving, keep giving it to God, and everything's going to work out. I promise you. Because He wants us to be good. That's nothing but the enemy. So don't let the enemy get in your head and overthink. It's gonna all work out. So yeah, that's kind of like what my goals are for, like, you know, my career and after post-grad. Okay, number 3, how do you achieve job searching while still in grad school? Like I said, just use LinkedIn, Indeed, other stuff. Go on websites, and just apply. You see it, apply. Make sure, you know, you read the job description. You guys, we're not selling no more. Read how much it's paying, what it's starting with, you know, something that you can work with and also start off with. Okay, and then what advice do you have for someone considering grad school but unsure if that's the right path? Like I kind of stated, just make sure it's something that you're very passionate about because you're going to be spending money. And also making sure if it's something that you need a degree for. Like some programs you don't need to have a master's, but if you want to get one, just do all your research, you know, and just make sure it's something that you really want to do. Alright y'all, so that's the ending of this video. It's currently 3:36, Friday, April 4th. When y'all see this video, it will probably be in May, or I don't know. Actually, I think this is for one of my videos in April. Don't really know, but when you see it, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. And we're almost to 2K, and hopefully we'll be at 2K subscribers. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy. And I hope that I was able to help y'all. And y'all want more of me like down chatting with y'all, chit chat, because I'm down for it all. Y'all don't always have to keep seeing these vlogs. I can sit down and talk because I want to. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoy, and bye.